Thank you for clicking Dr. Samurai Minute Lecture. In this video, I would like to answer the question of why Mr. Iron Mike Tyson is never flinched when a guy pulled a gun at him. Hello, my name is Dr. Samurai. I'm a professor specialized in international social pathology. I read this news article titled "Mike Didn't Flinch When He Pulled the Strap." Guy pulls gun on Mike Tyson after challenging boxing legend to a fight. Written by Ms. Rachel George for Atlanta Black Star. In that article, it goes, in a video, Tyson sits calmly at the table with friends before a man rudely disrupts a comedian's set. Things go left when the man begins approaching Tyson saying, "I'm trying to upgrade my status. All I need is you." The man challenged Tyson to a fight, but he would not engage. As the patrons began instructing the man to leave, he pulled a gun from his waist, and the video then is cut. And after that, the man boldly approaching Tyson's table again, asking him not to call the police. Instead of giving the man grief for scaring the small crowd, the Mike Tyson embraced him with a hug. Why didn't Mike Tyson flinch when this man pulled a gun at him? Oh, if you like this kind of discussions, please click that green and yellow Good Luck Chum logo. The answer is simple. It's because Mr. Tyson have been there, have actually crossed the line of death so many times in his life. So he probably knew, as being a beast himself, that this guy doesn't have a real guts to shoot him. You know, wild animals can tell. They have sixth sense to tell if the opponent is real danger or not. Those living in the underworld, they are like wild animals living in a jungle, and they can tell based upon their experiences that if that person is a real threat or not. What I'm saying here is Mike Tyson once said when he was an active boxer, he always got on the ring to really kill the opponent. The boxing matches he had when he was an active boxer was a real fight in which he was intending to kill the other party. That's why sometimes the referee stopped him, but he get the referee off of his way and jumped on the other party, because it was not just a sport to Tyson. It was a real fight. It was as if gang members put all the angers that he carries coming from his misery childhood, he put it into the bullet that he shoots in his drive-by. Don't misunderstand me as I am promoting the drive-bys or anything. I'm just telling you the fact based upon my interviews with Mr. Monster Cody and Mr. Colton Simpson of Crips. They both said they put their own anger into one bullet they shoot. And the punch Mr. Tyson threw at each fight was equal to a bullet that comes out of the guns by gang bangers. So Mr. Tyson one time said he doesn't want to go back to his old age. He's just happy to be living his today's lives, in which he occasionally smokes weed, and he also does a marijuana business. He does not want to go back to his war mentality anymore. That's why, even if so many people challenge him in the street after he left his active career, he never buys such fights, because he simply does not want to go back there anymore. But also, he was ready to die at each boxing match. He was clearly crossing the line of death at each match. He was ready to die. So it was not an unusual incident that the other guy pulled a gun from his waist at him, because he has been there and has done it, as I have said in the beginning of this video. And he does not want to go back to the time in which he was always filled with anger and frustrations every day, 24 hours. He just doesn't want to go back to that war mentality anymore, as those war veterans do not want to go back to the real war anymore. And based upon his real war experiences, he probably knew the guy who pulled the gun at him is not the same as who he was. He must have told that this guy wouldn't have a guts to shoot him. I'm just telling you one more episode and close this video. There's this one guy, a mass murderer in Japan, who caused the very famous Akihabara massacre, in which this one lonely guy raided a crowd on a holiday car-free zone by a truck he was driving, and killed 7 and injured 10 people. In a book, he said his mother, when he was a child, grabbed his hair and submerged his head into bathtub again and again and again, and he so many times lost his consciousness. So when he accepted his death penalty, he said, "Death is nothing unfamiliar to me, 'cause I have died so many times in the bathtub." The same thing as Mr. Mike Tyson experienced in a boxing match. To those who died, who crossed the line of death, death is nothing unfamiliar. That is way a deeper mentality that the guy who pulled a gun at Mike Tyson can never reach. This is all for today, and I would like to hear what you have to say about what I've told you just now. And if you like this kind of serious discussions, please click that red Dr. Samurai logos. Wherever you are, my friend, on this beautiful planet Earth during this very short miracle period of time. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye now.